Manner, let's get started in a dialogue. It is more discussions and understanding each other rather than just giving one-way view of what is it. Okay, so let's get started. What is community contribution and why do we need to contribute to the community? So come on, guys, let's have a nice discussion. Come on, video, everybody.
Yeah. I think what I believe,
Yeah.
the more you give, the more you will receive back. That's what they say, right?
Yes.
People have that, or if you see, like, all the major corporates also, right? They tend to give a lot of money or assistance in terms of charity or and my observation is the more you give, the more you will receive back. That is my
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
realization.
Yeah. We heard it many times, but I think we can also experience it. It's not that just some saying. It is the real truth in it. So you give more troubles, you will get more troubles.
Yeah. And this is, and when you see people, and I think in different, I think in Christianity or in Islam, they have that as a practice. 10% of that they give. I think it's not there. I think we need to adopt, or some people do, but I think in general it's not done as a practice. But it's a very, very good thing to. When you give only, you will be able to see the changes in yourself. Yeah.
Right. No, that is there very much in practice, Pramod. Everywhere, all over the world, every religion, every philosophy, every community, it's all there. It's only that it is possible that some of us have forgotten it, but it is always there. Giving to community is always there. Yeah, but as you rightly said, yes, more you give, you get more. Yes, you receive more. Yes. So why else we need to contribute to the community?
Excuse me?
Yes.
Could you repeat the question? Like, you said what is community contribution and then what?
And why do you need to contribute to the community?
Yes, community contribution. Community contribution is giving what we have and just be not expecting in return. Like just giving but not expecting in return, and serve as you have got. Why? Well, I forgot that one. Why is it important, Wilsa? Why is it?
Why do you need to do contribution? Yeah.
Yeah, because it serves our purpose. Like, we must give what we have got. As Pramusa said, if the more you get, so the more you give, the more you get. It's true. It's true.
Okay.
Not in the physical form, maybe many. You will get it. I believe it serves a purpose in life. Community. You must not blindly give what you are, what you have got, but give. Okay. Give what you have got, but not blindly. I believe giving what you have got serves our purpose. It gives us satisfaction.
Right. So why you give, more you receive. And when you give, you satisfy your purpose. Okay. What else? Anybody else? Thanks, Sarosh. Why do you contribute to the community? Why do you need to do that?
Because we are part of the community.
Yes, we are part of the community. Yes. When you contribute, you are also contributing to yourself indirectly. Okay.
To children, we always teach sharing is king. So it's a sense of happiness that when we share part of what we have, whatever can give.
There is some, no, it's not clear. Echoing or something is happening.
Okay, so that's why I have problem with the net. Yeah, what I feel sharing is getting we always children from the childhood. There's a sense of happy get when with someone have. So that is I feel sense of happiness with what gives. So it's according to communication. Why?
I'm not able to get it, whatever you are saying.
Deeply, your voice is getting cracked, like one word, and even that word is getting cracked. It's not. We are not able to hear you clearly.
Yeah, check your mic or something. Yeah. You want to
Okay,
type?
she's typing. She's typing.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
just
Okay.
read.
Right. Anybody else? Why do you need to?
Arush, Abhilash,
Said it, ma'am.
Mutsu. Yeah.
Said it.
Yeah, Abhilash, Shabir,
Yeah, good
Neera,
evening.
Alsina. Yes, Shabir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Shabir, go on.
Abhilash will ask.
Sorry. Okay. Actually, no. We are human beings. We have that mindfulness. I mean, that mind and that set of things we are doing here in Earth. I think in our religion that we are Khalifa. In Quran, we are the Khalifa. We are the representative of God. In sometimes the saying we can grow more than that angels. Angels, no? We can grow more than the angels. But in this earth, we all together living. But that all things are not giving in perfect manner. That we all human beings, we have this purpose of life means we have to come together and help others. And then only this will grow. Our community, our society, our earth conditions, everything is there now. We have to come together and grow up. From decades onwards, people are growing their skills, civilization, everything is growing up. But still some problems are there. Last history also, we are seeing lot of bloodshed and wars like that. But still there some growths are there. And so what happened like means we all together contributing something to this in this universe, in this year. So like that we peoples are growing together. But still peoples are there like Hitler or some real Mussolini like that, some dictators. They are all making problems to this universe. But still peoples are there. Some freedom, Gandhiji, freedom fighters, and some prophets. Everybody has came and they teach us good things and all these things. And so we have to contribute something to into this universe, in humankind, and to this earth, to this nature. We in this room also we are together. We are doing some positive energies like here now. Then all people are getting energized and contributing something to this community, this society. In this, there is no religion, no caste, nothing. But we are together producing good positive energy, and everybody have their own systems, their own talents. No, that talents with that talents we are contributing ourselves to this community. Whatever we are doing here in that is a contribute to this community. or it's maybe it will be a good thing, or it may be in a bad thing, but it is contributing to this community, something else. So I want to explain that we are together here, and we should give some good things that make good habits, good talents, everything we have to grow together, and we have to give to this community, to our society, everything. So whatever we have the talent, and that is for a good future of this community.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Shabir. Basically, what you are saying is that if we want to grow, we cannot grow alone. We can grow together as a community. Hence, we need to contribute to the community so that we grow together. That is one point. The other point is we as human beings, we have the capability to become angels or demands. So we can as well go become angels and go higher rather than going down as animals or demands. So
Yeah.
that's the essence of what you're saying. Thank you very much. So Deepti has Deepti has written something. Let's quickly look at it, and then after that, Abhilash and Nidhi, you can talk about it. So what Deepti has typed is, we teach sharing is caring to children. There is a sense of happiness when we share. Yeah, that's very, very important. When you share, when you contribute, you get happiness, you live long. So according to me, I contributed so that I'm happy and I see sense of happiness in receiver. Yes, that is so true. It is also a finding in research that when you are contributing, when you are giving, you live longer, you become happier. So that is the essence of contribution to the community as well. Thank you, Deepti, on that. Yes, Nidhi and Abhilash.
Abhilash, you asked.
Yeah, go ahead, Abhilash.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thanks for giving me a chance. So thank you, Nidhi ma'am. What's the question? Contribution of community.
Yes, why do you contribute to the community? Why do you need
Yeah.
to contribute to the community?
Yeah, contribution. We are the human beings. We are the part of this community. We are part of this society. First of all, we project our life. We project our life to. Sorry, I can't able to say. Sorry. Okay.
No issues. Say whatever the way you want to say.
No, I can't express. I have a lot of ideas in my mind, but I can't able to express what it is, what to be said. Yeah.
I think one is, Abhilash, you want to plant trees from your house till the school.
Yeah. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
This way itself enough, I think. Abhilash, you can go ahead. This is enough for us.
Okay, Shaguruji, okay. Sorry, sir. Okay, next time we'll try. Okay.
Let's say it, yeah. It's okay, Abhilash.
Abhilash, we all are friends. Please share.
Yeah,
I know
we
you
all
have
understand.
many thoughts. You're a very kind person from heart. Just share.
Okay. Thank you, Nidhi ma'am. Thank you. But I can't do anything. But you consider me a lot. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you want to just contribute to the community. Don't want to speak about it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Okay, fine.
Yes, Nidhi, go on.
No, I was just telling that only, nothing else.
Okay. Okay, so why do you want to why do you want to contribute to the community? Why do we need to contribute to community? Alsina and Munira, do you want to say something? Okay, so while they come up, so let's move on to the next question. So we talked about, we looked at so many things like why we contribute to community, because we are part of the community. If we want to grow, the community also needs to grow, because we alone cannot grow, because human beings, being social animal, so we can only grow together. And then we get happiness, we live longer, and so many other things every one of you talked about, why we want to do the community contribution. So the next one we'll talk about is, how do you contribute to the community? How do you contribute to the community? What are the ways of contributing to the community?
There are many ways, uncountable, many uncountable, many. Yeah, there's so many, and how to contribute, right?
Yes.
How to contribute depends on us. Depends on us what we want to give, and depends what we want to serve.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are the known ways? What are the ways you know?
Teaching,
Yes, absolutely.
charity. Teaching plays an important role.
Mhm.
Charity, food,
Charity, food.
Food.
Okay.
helping the poor,
Okay.
Then let me think. Even helping an old person is like contribution. Yeah. That,
Yeah, you can contribute your positive energy as a human being. Yeah?
yes.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Arish. Anybody else? So how do you contribute to the community? What are the ways of contributing to the community?
Can I? Sir,
Yes, Shabir.
here we all have some talents now.
Mhm.
Maybe some spiritual talents is there, or something have teaching talents, mentoring, coaching.
Yes. Yes.
Then business talents are there. And
Right.
so whatever they have, they should focus on that. Then not only that, nowadays, politicians, actually in our country, particularly in our country, politicians are not getting a correct path. I think they don't get any after our freedom. I mean, after some 50 years, they started deteriorating. I think the political parties and their leaders all are their values. They just leave all the values. And before that freedom, our that very good personalities. I mean, our leaders all are they are contributing everything to this community in our country. Then we got freedom. After that, we got a lot of things, and we come together and grow this country. But after that, after 50 years, 60 years, after that, all are demolished. That values all are vanished. Then now we people are talking like this, and we come together in a platform, and we are talking about our growth, our contribution to the society. So now we need to start something else. I mean, we have to contribute like this, and this will grow together, and this will come up, and whatever the talents we have to masters in that, and just deliver all these things to this community. When we will start to deliver this to this community, then it will help us also. our personal growth also will come up, and that will help. That together will come to help our community and grow some extraordinary growth will be there. So I am telling about we need to start to contribute in our political scenario also. In that also we have to come up with the leaders and give some examples to our people, this common people. I think I am thinking about that also. In project life, one part will be that one. I will contribute like that. Common people, they should have some values. They should have some things. Common behavior, common habits. We collectively try to create some common values in our society. Then only it will come up, and last some 10 20 years, last 10 20 years, we all everywhere in religion, everywhere in caste talking, and these all political parties making lot of problems in here. So like that, we have to contribute like that only. We have to express our talent, and we should be in masters in our talent, and our that educational system also we have to cut it somewhere else, and some values should add in that system also. I think these platforms, these mastermind platforms, can do lot of things in this community.
Thank you, Shabir. I think very, very valid points. So we should be able to contribute to the community with all our talents. I think you more specifically are saying that contributing through the politics is the good thing because there is a reach out. I think that's a very good thing. So many of us who are really well-intentioned people should get into the politics and change the scenario and contribute to the community and to the people in a much better way, not the way the typical politicians grab everything and going away and looking at only their own personal benefit. So that scenario should change. I think it's a very, very important point you made, Shabir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there is a great opportunity and wider reach if we get into the politics, and then from there you contribute to the community. That is very much possible. Today there are challenges, but it can be changed. And people like us and all the people who think in these lines, if they get in, it can be changed. Yes. Okay. So how do you contribute to the community? Who else would like to share? Pramod, Alsina, Deepti, if your mic is set right, come on. Yeah, Pramod, go on.
Yeah, I think as majority of them have mentioned, right? It can be either through this charitable trust, or can be supporting through this monetary, or support through meeting them personally, assisting them in providing clothes, books, your specific time in training them, your time, effort. So yeah, on those fronts.
Yes, thank you, Pramod. Yes, Sarush. Okay, you're just clapping. Okay. Right. Anybody else? Deepti, are you ready to talk? Alsina?
I'll just read one of the Deepti's message she's sent again. Providing emotional support, helping people, listening to people on form of money, by sponsoring education, providing food, etc.
Yes.
And Deepti, that's a very good one.
Yeah. In fact, emotional support is something really many people are missing. So that is something, even though people may be comfortable in the material needs, their food and other things, many other people are, not emotionally intelligent enough, emotionally supported enough So that is really a big area, big discontent. Similarly, the mental things, in the sense, people have so much information, so much ideas and thinking, but they don't know how to handle the mental well-being, right? So physical well-being is one, the mental well-being is another important aspect. So one can contribute in those areas as well. Right. So anybody else?
I think, sir, largely, I think we can divide social contribution into one is your monetary, but the other is your service, and the third would be, on the mental front. So, like
Right.
in Hindi, we say seva. So, seva, और वैसे आप इन 3 चीजों में majorly आप divide कर सकते हैं.
Right. Yeah. So we all anyway contribute or give something or other. The point is whether we can do it consciously. Could we consciously give it or contribute? That's what Arush also told at the beginning. So that has more value. When you're consciously contributing, it has more value. So what and all we can contribute? I think each one of you talked about various things, but by default, people think that contributing money is the way of real community contribution. Not necessarily. That is important aspect, but there are other means which we all talked about. Your presence itself is a good contribution. If you are really be present in a positive and open and honest manner to the people, so that itself is a great contribution to the community. listening deeply to the people, that itself is a greatest contribution. Just by listening, that itself will help the people a lot. You can do prayers, you can contribute your time for various things, you can contribute your work, your knowledge, you can contribute various things, and of course money also you can contribute. So these are the various possible ways of contributing to the community. So the next point is that if you need to contribute to the community, what are the qualities one needs to have? What kind of character or quality one needs to have to do the community contribution?
Sir, can I?
Yes, Sarosh.
Yeah, the one of the first qualities, he was me more vulnerable, and he must show love, listening comes in a
Okay.
great way. You must listen them, and just like, I've got your back, just being empathetic, as I said, Deepti ma'am said, being empathetic, that's great. Yes, seeing the way that they think and put ourselves, giving, as I said first, to contribution, you must have an attitude of serving, just like in you got what I meant, Yes,
Yeah,
sir?
service mind, service
Service
orientation.
mind, yeah.
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 And love, you said love,
Like,
vulnerability.
This is mine. I'm not gonna give. Nothing is not yours. That's all I want to say.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anush.
Welcome back.
And, yeah, Deepti said a few things, being empathetic and having gratitude. Yes, these are all some of the characteristics, some of the qualities which will help us to do proper community contribution. Yeah, anybody else?
No expectation, zero expectation. Be very authentic. Be what you want to do or what you want to give.
Right, being authentic and not expecting in return to what you contribute. Okay.
There should be sincere. There should be nothing should be there behind the system. Nowadays,
so the motive, it has to be
motive.
straightforward motive. There should not be any.
Presence scenario, everybody is contributing something. That goons also and these all leaders also, they are contributing, but they're looking for something else. That's the thing.
Yes.
nowadays.
Yeah. So there are so many people who contribute just to get name, fame, or
Yeah.
manipulate and get something else for them.
Yeah.
So that's not the real contribution. That's not the quality one needs.
So can I have one more point?
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Yeah, trustworthy.
Yes, trustworthy. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yes. What are the other qualities one needs to do the contribution to community? Okay, so let me share something. So one of the greatest thing, and this is the book this guy has written, Tom Rath, Life's Greatest Question. The life's greatest question is, what can you contribute, right? So the contribution, instead of following your passion, find your greatest contribution. That is what he says. In the end, you won't get to stay around forever, but your contributions will stay. Your strengths and efforts must be focused on specific contributions you can make to other people's lives. The key is to invest more time where your talents will yield the greatest returns for others, not just for yourself. Life's meaning is measured by your contributions, right? So he found that these are all the 12 qualities which help us to contribute to the community. So if you have any of these 12 qualities, you can really contribute accordingly. So first one is create, initiating anything, or you are initiating, you are good at initiating something or challenging the status quo, teaching, visioning. So if you have these characteristics, these qualities, you can contribute. So similarly, relating is connecting, energizing, perceiving, influencing. If you have these qualities, you can contribute in the relate area, and the operate area where you can do organizing, achieving, adapting, and scaling. So these are all the various kind of qualities one has, and you can use that to contribute to the world. So you can, there are some people who are always good at initiating something, right? Initiating some new project, initiating some new initiatives. So if you have that, you can go ahead and contribute to the world just by getting started. So instead of just waiting on the status quo, you can initiate something very, very creative, very, very new, very important thing. So challenging the status quo. If something people think that, oh, it is always this is the case, need not be. You can challenge the status quo and change it for the good. So if you have this characteristic, it will help you to change it. Obviously, teaching. So when you have the knowledge, you can teach the people, create awareness, create skills in people. Visioning, if you, there are some people who are good at visualizing what's in the future. So if you are one such person, you can work with the people, with the community, and visualize and work towards that good future. Connecting. So there are some people who are very good at connecting various things and various people specifically, right? So there is a demand and supply. There is enough, but if you don't know where is the supply, the demand will continue to be there. But there are some people by default, they know how to connect the demand and the supply. So if you are one such person, you can contribute to the whole community. So energizing. So there are some people who are absolutely electrified and energizing. So whatever they do, wherever they are absolutely full of energy. So that gives a lot of energy to the people to really contribute. Perceiving. So some people perceive very, very closely, very in detail, not just judging, but perceiving it properly. so that people can really create strong bonds between the people. So they are also good listeners, and conflict and stress can be managed if you are perceiving it properly. So you can be very sensitive, and people will obviously be listening to you, and they will follow you. Influencing, again, there are some people who are good at influencing others. So you can influence the people, you can influence people to contribute to the community as a whole. Organizing, some people are good at organizing various camps. There is good things, whatever the good causes, people can organize and get the contributions to the world community as such. Achieving, there are some people who are good at achieving. They can be better examples, they can showcase, they can be models for others, and they can perform excellence. So others will follow that, and that will be the contribution to the community. Adapting, you can change the natural, spontaneous way. So there are some people who are good at adapting, and adjusting and changing the situation. So that is also is very useful for the community contribution. Scaling is like, somebody starts a new initiative. So these are the people who can take it to big way, right? There is a small initiative initiated by somebody, but these people can make it really big, and it can really help the bigger population of the world. So these are all the various qualities which one can have and contribute in various ways, which will help the community as a whole, right? So that's that's a way to utilize your qualities if you have such things. Okay, so any questions, any comments on what we discussed so far?
Hello, sir. Excuse me. I've got a question.
Yeah.
Could you please repeat what is the meaning of perceiving? I didn't got it.
Yeah, perceiving is, instead of assuming, don't assume. Like when you are perceiving, you really look at the reality as it is. You don't interpret, right? So when you're perceptive, you put yourself in the other person's shoes and see exactly what is happening to that person. You don't interpret, you don't assume, you don't generalize.
You just observe.
Yes, observe with empathy, and observe from the other person's point of view. That is perceiving. So judging is just you look at something and then you interpret and say that, oh, it looks like this. It is not so. So when you are perceiving, your empathy goes up, and the trust goes up, and the vulnerability goes up. So all those things. So the connection is more, and is more emotional connect, and more people will be healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Right. Any other questions? Any other inputs? Any suggestions? So today, Deepti, we are missing you because of your what to say, your mic or whatever. Okay. So what happened to Nandajan? He's not I didn't see last time also.
He is in Wayanad. He said in the WhatsApp chat. Therefore, he has some network issue, and he's not coming. He will come on the Monday. He said in the group.
Okay. So where did you pick up this vulnerability, Arush? You keep bringing it up once in a while.
Garnasi speech really got meaning, and I do it every time. I just don't keep things up. I just say it out. It feels more secure. Closing up things doesn't feel right to me, cause my mother taught me say everything. She taught me this, to be vulnerable. Yeah, got this. DNA.
Yeah, vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a strength, actually. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
It was gotten up to me. Right from my mother.
Okay. Good. Okay, any other questions, any other suggestions, any other topics to discuss? I think broadly we talked about what is community contribution, why does one need to do the contribution to community, and how do you do it, what are the ways of doing it, and what are the qualities or characteristics one needs to have to do the contribution. So these are the things, various things we have seen. So that should give sufficient input and clarity for each one of us to really do the community contribution. So if there is anything else, we will discuss and answer. Otherwise, we can conclude the session.
Anybody with the questions?
Midun, Taki, you joined now. You have any points to bring it out or discuss or question?
Even from the last session, like Rama
Yeah.
sir has taken us through finance and everything.
Yes, yes.
And there were a few people who wanted to ask you questions. So, you guys
Yeah.
can ask.
Yeah, Nidhi, yeah. If any questions on finance also, let's talk about it.
Hi, sir. Ramazan, sir. I'm not able to open my video. I'm just reaching my room only. I'm just
No problem.
outside.
Go on, Midun.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, actually, regarding because just now only before 10 minutes only I just joined, and now I came to know that I can ask question related to finance also, right?
Yes.
Sir, actually, can you please suggest me and how I can track my expenses, because I'm very poor in this. Even
Yeah.
though I got some clarity on last session also, can you please help me out, sir? Because
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
that how
absolutely.
much I'm spending. I have a clarity, sir. But even though when I look at my last month expenses, I don't know how much I spent.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, see, having broad, what to say, thinking and understanding, and actually having what's the expenses, there is a difference, big difference. You may assume that this is what is the expense, but actually when you look at it, hard figures, it may be different. So the simplest way, and it is really nice nowadays. In the past, it may not be possible, but now it is possible to track all your income and expenses, because all your income and expenses happens only through the bank accounts or the cards, right? Either you may have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, 5 bank accounts. You may have multiple debit cards. You may have multiple credit cards. You may have wallets, right? So these are the only places where all the expenses and income come into picture. So what you can do is you can download the account statement of your accounts, bank accounts and credit card. So bank account you have, it covers your online transfer and debit card transactions, right? And withdrawals from the bank. If you are downloading your credit card statement, it covers all your credit card related expenses, right? And then wallet, in case you are using wallet, you can download the wallet passbook also, right? With these three things, you have everything: the account statement, credit card statement, wallet statement. So if you have these three statements, every month you download that and then analyze what type of expense you have. So it can be like, you can categorize like groceries, maintenance related, education, your clothes and luxuries, entertainment. So you can classify, some top 10 such classification of expenses. Then you can look at what is the percentage, what is the amount you are spending on each of those categories. And then you can define that maybe this is the right thing to spend, and then track against that. So this is the best way you can track Midun. And it will really give you accurate information, and it will help you to really control your expenses and manage it properly. So we are talking about just 3 statements: your bank account statements, credit card statements, and your wallet passbook. These are the only 3 statements. You have everything. There is nothing outside this. Is that clear, Midam?
Far, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Can I ask him a question?
Yes, Arush.
I'm not on the expenses. I haven't spent anything, but can I ask him a question? Sir, do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
of course.
what you're spending into? You know that what you're spending into? Hello, sir. Hello.
What's the question, Arush?
Does he know what he's buying? What he's spending on? Sorry, my brother. What he's spending every time? In what things? In what objects? Does he know that?
Yeah, he may not know. That's why he's
Oh.
asking. That's why he's asking, because there are too many expenses, too many transactions.
Yeah.
So that's why he wants to know exactly, know how do I track it. Broadly, he may know, but not all of them. So that's where we are
Yeah.
talking about those statements. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because it's very difficult to keep track.
Yeah.
There's so many on a day-to-day basis. There are so many spendings. Now with all this online transfers, credit cards, and wallets, it's easy to just finish off the transaction, but we may not even remember what we did.
Yeah. Got you, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions? Okay, Rama sir, like with social contribution, community contribution, just need your insights. Like, as per age, everybody viewpoints would be different. Everybody, contribution will be different because of age, their family, everything. There's so many things. Now, what do you think, like how we should divide? Like we have 50X program with us, which is, for senior people, like who become 50 plus or 60 plus. So how we look at that community contribution, we want to divide as per age.
Yeah, so yeah, at one level, age doesn't matter, Nidhi, but yeah, I understand that. So each person's unique situation is different, and the way they can contribute, the way they're equipped is different. So that's understood. So what I also understand is that you're asking what kind of contributions required for old age people, for example.
No, not required. It is basically, see, when it comes to our age, or if we say somebody who's just got married, or somebody has 2 kids, somebody has kids in teens, it's different life stages. So for every different life stage, everybody, the family responsibility may be at first priority sometimes, because to get yourself stable first. Second is when you have kids. So when the life stages are different,
Got it. So basically, what contribution you can make at various stage in our life, right? Is that what you're asking? Okay, right. So as children, I think the biggest contribution is to have that enthusiasm, that energy, being around and learning a lot, that giving the enthusiasm, giving the energy, learning, that is the biggest contribution at the young age, right? And then you are again during a teen. Yeah, yes, Arush.
Giving love, caring,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, once you have the energy, it spreads. It automatically comes. All your love, care, love, and all those things comes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the children. Children
Yeah.
should be contributing.
I'm a child.
Children should be contributing that way. So instead of just going and sitting in the corner and trying to browse through, that is not the contribution at all. The real contribution is really going around, playing, being energetic, meeting the people, giving that
Yes.
energy, that's the
Absolutely.
biggest contribution for the kids and children. And the teenage and college students, learning the skills, learning the knowledge and wisdom, that is the biggest contribution from that age group. And then, of course, once the typical householder where people get married, get job, and contribute to the community and the world at large by contributing their skills and so there the main thing is how do they really bring up the family. That's what I would say. Setting up the family, bringing the children up, and showcasing and being the model people for the family. That would see that is the biggest contribution, I would say. People by default forget at that age, and they go into the different spin of showcasing their talents, getting awards, getting this, that, getting some ego satisfied, all those things. That is what is a spin at that time. Going to the party, all those things are okay, but real contribution is really to bring up the family, bring up the kids, and set example for them. That would be the biggest contribution, I would say. Yeah.
And I
So
think
that-
that's why they say like charity begins from home.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that is the biggest contribution. Otherwise, the default contribution comes from that age group by fear, the mere fact that they are working, they're paying tax, they are utilizing their talents to contribute. All those things are by default is happening. But the real and biggest contribution is taking care of the family and setting up a model family and living the life in a very loving and smooth manner. So that is done. That is the biggest contribution, I would say, in that age group from 25 to 45, right? That's the biggest contribution. So beyond that, when you are becoming a little bit aged, I think there the main thing is to share your experience and wisdom to the world, right? So when the people at various stages of life, when they need any help, when they need any direction, any experience, sharing it with them is the greatest contribution. That goes up to whatever the age, even advanced age. So broadly, that is what I would say, Nidhi. So I will simply say three sections: the children and teenage, basically, giving the energy and love and learning and learning the skills and knowledge. That is the first stage. Second stage, really setting up the family and showcasing the good characteristics, good life. Second stage, and the third stage is contributing their experience and knowledge to the rest of the people. So these are the three things I would say broadly.
Thank you so much, Ramasa. It was very enlightening. And anybody else? Taki, would like to ask any question? Alcina? Okay, so with that note, Ramasa,
Just here. Any app, convenient one, safe one you are using? You can suggest any app to do all these things.
Yeah, there are quite a few apps for tracking your expenses, but personally, I don't use any apps. What I do is download into XLS and then I analyze the Excel statement. Excel sheet. That's easier for me. Download all these three statements and put it in XLS and then analyze. That's what I do.
Yeah. I think that is because of safety reason you are doing that one, because I also were using one that was directly accessing our accounts and our SMS. So we are getting SMS alert. So it is reading that one and showing us our expenses. So
yeah, so Pandya is the right person to give the right app. He uses very extensively various apps. So just check with Pandya Rajan. I think he can give it. Just put into a team also in the WhatsApp group. He will definitely respond back.
Thank you so much, Rama sir, for such a beautiful and enlightening session regarding finance and regarding community contribution. We are delighted to have you here, and let's give a heart to Rama sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's always wonderful to have you with your moon. I really like it since start first day. And from behalf of Brain City and everyone, it's you're like a Buddha who comes here, who teaches us, and especially on the occasion of Guru Purnima. I just want to wish you happy Guru Purnima and everyone in the team, because we all learn from each other. So happy Guru Purnima to everyone, and thank you for your presence, for your wisdom, for your enlightenment. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice week ahead. Good night.
Yeah, next in Dubai, the week will start from tomorrow. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Bye bye.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night, Arush. Good night, all. Arush, how are you?
Fine. What about you?
Good going.
Yes. Morning we cut out. What happened? The host ended the meeting. Right?
Sorry?
Morning, the host ended the meeting, right? The morning. In the morning, the host ended the meeting, right? Hello, hello.